What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your man Chaz Ellis once again answering the questions that you ask me. Make sure you go to the askchazzellisproject.com, get a consultation or a quick question. Also, check out the live stream that I'm going to have. It's The Lost Art of Perseverance. That's going to be coming out next Sunday. So make sure you check that out too. Also, go hit me up on Facebook on Ask Chaz Ellis. Anyway, I did a video and I talked about competing. And I was like, most people will see you as a loser if you're not willing to compete. And some person put a comment on there and they was like, so if I'm not willing to compete for a man and then I'm a loser? Yeah. That's kind of how it is. I'm going to be the person that's the bearer of bad news a lot of times because I'm trying to help you reprogram yourself from things that you might have learned when you were a child. Things that you picked up when you were a kid that were actually lies that people told you to make you feel better. I don't know why parents do this. I don't know why teachers do this. I don't know why people in general feel like they got to tell kids all this crap and try to make them feel better. Because it really doesn't. It really just cripples and handicaps you throughout the rest of your life. Okay, somewhere along the line, somebody told you that there was somebody out there for everybody. That's not true. There really isn't. Because nobody wants the person that's 45 years old, living in their parents' basement, putting their name on cereal boxes. Talking about, Mom, you gonna let a brother get a refrigerator down here? I'm tired of everybody stealing my food. Nobody wants that person, so they don't consider that person to be that may be the person that's out here for you. Right? Okay, so nobody wants that person, right? So in reality, there's really not somebody out there for everybody. There are a certain amount of things out there, and you're going to have to compete to get them. From the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed at night, you're competing for all the good things in life. Now, some people aren't competing for those things, and that's why they don't have nothing. But if you want the good things in life, you're going to have to be a part of the competition. You're going to have to get in the race. Sitting on the sidelines because you're afraid to lose isn't going to help your situation. Look, I understand the fact that people feel like these things should just come to me easily. Like, I'm supposed to just be able to sit here and get all these good things. Why can't somebody find me who really is going to treat me right and really going to love me? That's because they're finding somebody else who's putting themselves out there, who's in the competition. That's why. You're not in the competition, so you shouldn't get what they're getting. It's just like, what if you were in the classroom studying your butt off, working on everything, turning in your homework on time and all that, and then somebody else got the same grade you did when they were sitting in the class asleep? You'd be pissed off, right? Because it's not fair. So that's how life works. I mean, there's going to be some people who are going to have really nice cars. Some people are going to have really nice houses. Some people who are going to have really good jobs. And there are going to be some people in the unemployment line. That's just the way it works. There are going to be some people, barely getting by. Because there's a competition for things out there. Because there's not, even if there was enough to go around, you'd still have to work to get it. So that's just the way things are. And that's what you have to understand, that you're going to have to compete for the things that you want. When you put makeup on, when you get dressed in the morning, put your little suit on or whatever, all that stuff, you're competing. All you're doing, because you don't wear that stuff when you at the crib. You ain't in the house like this with a three-piece suit on like, yeah, nigga, I look good. I look good just sitting in the crib with this three-piece suit on. You're not doing that. The reason why you're wearing those things is because you are involved in the competition. But you just have to admit that to yourself. You have to say, look, I want the top-notch person. I want the high-level job. I want these things. These are things in my life that I want. And you have to admit to yourself that you are involved in the competition. Because once you do, then you can start competing effectively. A lot of people don't admit that they're competing for the opposite sex, so they don't compete effectively. They just walk around aimlessly, not really trying to find anybody and not really trying to do anything. Now they wake up 40 years later and the beach party's over, and they're like, oh man, wait a minute, why didn't I find anybody? Then they start really actively competing. Now they start trying to, but what happened is you have not been doing that all this time, so it becomes more and more difficult to get involved in the competition. You need to start understanding you're in a competition from day one. Bring the best you to the table every single day that you possibly can. Get in the gym and exercise. Dress the best you can on your budget. Eat the best you can. Speak to people. Be involved. Understand that every single day you're competing for the things that you want. You're competing for the person that you want. You're competing for the job you want. You're competing for the life you want. Because some people are going to live up here and some people are going to live their ass right down here. And that's just the way it is. You decide which person you're going to be and how you're going to be. But if you don't really feel like you're going to get up and get in the race, if you feel like you can just sit on the sidelines and get what everybody else who's working hard is getting, then you're delusional. And it's not going to work that way. You know, and you're setting yourself up for a failure, and I hate that. So understand that concept. We're all competing. We're all competing for everything that we want, or you're going to be the type of person who society decides is a loser. That's just basically how it works. Unfortunately, if you were the person that's 45 years old, sleeping in their mama's basement, putting your name on a cereal box, you have no goals for the future, guess what? People are considering you a loser. Okay, I'm sorry, I just rung that bell for you and told you what was up. That's the way it is. So get out there and compete. Now, maybe people don't consider you a loser because you're not competing for the right kind of person or whatever like that. Maybe they don't know that. But at the end of the day, when you don't get the things that you want in life, you feel like a loser. And that's just really the way it is. And it's more about what you feel about yourself than anything. Because I promise you, that dude that's in the basement of his mama's house, he's feeling like a loser right now. Don't be that. Work. Get what you want out of life. Because it's out there. But you got to be willing to compete for it. All right, hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, Chazzellis. Make sure you go to the askchazzellisproject.com. Get a consultation. Also, check out the video, The Lost Art of Perseverance. Check that out, too. That live stream is going to be next Sunday. It's your man, Chazzellis. Make sure you share this video with somebody who really needs it. Like and subscribe. Peace.